Good morning. Today is Tuesday, August 30th, 2022, and I am headed to EPCOT, and I am very excited, but very tired. Magic Kingdom was wonderful yesterday, but I went pretty hard. I went early open to park close, and it was a late park close, and I died when I came back here to the room when I finally got to bed. So I overslept a little bit this morning, did not make it for early entry. I'm not going to make it right at Park Open because that's happening right now. But I'm looking forward to being in Epcot today. Made my Lightning Lanes and virtual queue reservations this morning, and so I'm looking forward to the new Guardians of the Galaxy coaster. I also haven't had a chance to do the Ratatouille ride yet, and I have a Lightning Lane for that as well. So looking forward to that. And of course, Soarin is my all-time favorite Disney attraction, and that's in Epcot. So definitely want to do that multiple times today if possible. So anyway, gotta finish getting ready and go catch a bus for Epcot.
Now, if you watched my videos from Magic Kingdom, you know that I tend to run all over the park, back and forth all day long. And instead of giving you virtual whiplash and editing this in the order that I actually did things, I think I'm going to do more of a tour around the park in this video. So we'll start in the front section of the park, which honestly has changed names so many times that I'm not even sure what they were calling it on this particular day. But this is the front section of Epcot. Food and Wine Festival is happening right now as well, so I'm very excited to try some of the foods that they have available for this particular festival, and I'll show those as we get to where those booths were in the flow of the park. But of course, the very first thing you see as you come into Epcot is Spaceship Earth. This is the landmark icon of the park and also holds the ride by the same name. The ride itself is really a journey through the history of communication, and it's always a must-do. It's a classic Disney dark ride attraction. After Spaceship Earth, we head over to the Seas with Nemo and Friends. This pavilion, of course, houses a dark ride based on the movie Finding Nemo and includes many of your favorite scenes and characters from that movie. But perhaps the biggest attraction in this pavilion is the aquarium. This is the second largest aquarium in the United States. It holds nearly 6 million gallons of water. I can't even wrap my mind around that number. But it's really cool to me that the ride actually takes you past part of the aquarium and projects the Finding Nemo characters into the water with the real fish and animals, and that's a really cool effect. But it's also awesome just to walk around. This is a huge building, just to walk around and look at all of the live fish and sea creatures that are housed here, and it's just a really cool experience, and you could spend a lot of time in this pavilion if you wanted to, and bonus, it's a great walk in the air conditioning as well. Next, we come to the Land Pavilion. The Land houses two major attractions, Living with the Land and Soarin'. Soarin' is my all-time favorite Disney attraction. There's just something about this. I don't know if it's the feeling of flying or the beautiful visuals or the music or just all of it combined, but it hits me in the feels every time. I come out with a smile and a tear in my eye just about every time I ride this. Today I got to ride it I think 4 times, maybe 5, and it was a great time every time, and I'm so glad I got to do that today. So, in a nutshell, Living with the Land is a boat ride through a greenhouse, which doesn't sound very exciting, but I love this ride. It's quintessential classic Epcot in one ride, and I'm so glad that they still have this, and I hope they don't get rid of it anytime soon. Continuing down the path, we come to the Imagination Pavilion in all of its 80s glory. This is such a cool pavilion to look at, and it houses the ride Journey into Imagination, which has caused some controversy among Disney fans over the years. I will say I've never experienced the original version of this ride, but from what I've heard and seen, the current version does leave something to be desired. It does feature Figment, the adorable purple dragon, who is technically, I guess, the mascot of Epcot at large, and so it's always fun to come over here and experience the pavilion itself and ride the ride, even if it's not the greatest thing Disney has ever done. All of the fountains outside are super cool to watch. The reverse fountain with the pyramid, as well as all of the jumping fountains. It's just really neat to watch. Today, Winnie the Pooh was out behind the pavilion, catching butterflies and waving at guests, and so that was a fun little surprise as well. Mission Space is an attraction I have always enjoyed, although I always pick the calmer side. You can pick the more intense or the calm side. I always pick the calm side. People complain about this ride. I don't get the complaints. I enjoy it. It's always a great time. Curving back towards Spaceship Earth, we come to the last attraction in the front section of the park, and this is one that I have been looking forward to for a very long time. This is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It's an indoor roller coaster, dark ride combined, and it's this whole experience is pretty incredible. They have it set up as if the planet of Xandar has a pavilion at Epcot, like one of the countries in the World Showcase, but it's showcasing their planet and their technology and their people. And then suddenly there's an emergency, of course, as all great theme park rides do. There's an emergency and you have to be evacuated, and you end up being basically put on these escape pod vehicles, and that's when the coaster part of the ride begins. But everything from the queue, as if you're in an Epcot pavilion, to the pre-show, to the ride itself is incredible. There are parts of this that I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how they do it and how they engineered it all. But the roller coaster part of it, the ride itself, all I can explain it as is it's as if they would have conceived of and designed Space Mountain now instead of back in the 60s or 70s when they were designing and building that. It's incredible. It's one of those rides that you just have to go experience for yourself. Not only does the coaster move along its track forwards and backwards, but your car tilts and spins as well, and there's all kinds of projections, and it's just crazy. Like, I can't explain it. It was an amazing ride. I know some people get motion sickness on this, and I understand that. I was fine, thankfully. But like, I don't know, I'm rambling right now even thinking about it. It's just so cool. Like, if you're a roller coaster person, you have got to go experience this ride. Also, usually I hate on-ride photos because even if I'm having the best time ever, I look like I'm terrified. And this on-ride photo just shows just how much fun I was having on this ride, and it came across in my face for once in my life, so that's pretty cool. Although the kid behind me obviously was not having nearly as great a time as I was.